and let's go! Oh my... Oh! Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and in this video, we're going to be checking out a modified version of the Rezvani DLC 6x6. Now, this has been modified by Mr. Buses, and in order for you to use this mod, you do have to have the original DLC. So do keep that in mind if you go on mod.io and sub to the mod and then wonder why it's not, like, you know, showing up in your game. If you don't have the DLC, the mod vehicle won't show up in your game. Now, some interesting details about this modification to the vanilla truck is that some adjustments have been made to actually get it a little bit closer to the real version, such as the real version actually has a adjustable diff lock, which this one now reflects, as opposed to the always-on diff lock that the original vanilla version had. This one also has some additional engine options, as well as several other tweaks that we will see once we go into the garage, also with just several drivability adjustments. So without any further ado, let's fire it up and see what this thing is all about. It still sounds really, really good. It's got that very authentic, realistic sounding startup sound, and the handling has been tweaked a little bit as well, but we'll go into a little bit more of that later. So let's go into the customization first. Now, this option, the V10 option, is a really interesting one, because the fact that he added a V10, I'm very keen on trying it, because that is going to give us a lot more power than the original version had. Now, gearbox-wise, you got stock, fine-tune, high range, and off-road. I'm going to go with the fine-tune. I feel like that one will probably give me a lot more range of just all the different gear ranges I might want to play with. Then, suspension-wise, we got stock and then raised. This one, I believe, has been modified a little bit, and if I'm not mistaken, it also looks like the track width in the front is just a hair wider, although that could just be my eyes messing with me. I'm not sure. Or my memory, rather. My eyes certainly know that that's quite a bit wider, but look at it for yourselves and compare it to the original one, and let me know what you think. Now, tires-wise, we're going to start off with these 37-inch Rezvani standard tires. We can go up to a 39. There's also these, the Glitchworks GWC Rock Kickers, which these I actually really like. There's also the BMG Carnivores, and then 39-inch GWC Rock Kickers, and then also BMG Carnivores in 39-inch. So what I'm probably going to do... Whoa, okay, Super Trencher MTs. Oh, dude, GWC Bajas. There's actually quite a few tire options that were not on the vanilla version of this truck. You even have studded snow and ice tires. Okay, this just got a whole heck of a lot more interesting. I love these. These are based on a real-world Mickey Thompson tread pattern, and they look incredible. So we're definitely going to go that route on this thing. Now, I'll probably throw the Autonomous Scout winch on it, as well as a... Well, we'll leave the engageable diff lock, and then snorkel-wise, we'll do the integrated front-facing right up there across the top of the windshield. And frame add-ons-wise, we got the safety cage. I don't really like the way it looks, so I'm not going to run it. We do have a small roof rack that we can run, and the bed cage roof rack as well. What we'll do is we'll run the trunk repair supplies and the small roof rack. I think that'll do a pretty nice job of kind of like bringing this thing together without making it look too busy. Now, rear bumper-wise, we've got a couple of different options here. We'll probably go with the trapeze bumper. I think it looks good. It's got some LED pods in the back, which look really nice. There's also extended fenders that you can run, but I think that makes it, like, personally, I think that makes it look a little bit goofy, so that's my own personal opinion. Now, front bumper-wise, this winch pipe bumper is super wide. A lot of these bumpers are really wide because they're kind of built to integrate with that full vehicle exo cage, but I'm going to run the axle protecting because that is more built to kind of like shape to the standard front fascia, and also have a little bit of a stinger attachment and the light bar attached to the top. Also with the recessed winch, which looks really good too. Now, those are way too big. Not going to run those. And these actually, wow, these tires come with a lot of different wheel options too. I really like, I like these a lot. The big irons from Pog, those look amazing. What about these? Oh, dude, the Citadel and polished cobalt, yeah, that looks amazing. Dude, I am absolutely going to run that. That looks so sick. You also have full interior customization as well. I don't know if we're going to get too deep into the interior customization, but I can definitely tell you that I love all the additional color combinations and paint jobs. This looks amazing. You can go basically whatever color combination you want. I mean, the sky's the limit, and it's basically every single flip of these color combinations that you could ever imagine, and you can just go through until you find one that you like, and you know, until then, you know, it really is entirely up to you. I kind of want to do some kind of green, but I don't know if they have a green that looks really good. Let's see. I don't know if I'm a fan of the blue and the green together. Like, I feel like they kind of clash a little bit. So we'll find... I like that. I like that as well. Dude, I am so back and forth. I am so incredibly back and forth on this truck. That's just, like... that doesn't work. I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what. We'll do this nice, like, orange and blue. I think that looks pretty sick. Now, we'll throw beams on the dash. We're not going to go through all of the interior accessories because those are things that you guys can go through on your own. And if you've been watching a lot of these videos and a lot of these builds, you're well aware of what those interior customization options are. And if you want to see what they are, you can go back to my other Rezvani 6x6 video. So let's leave the garage and fire this thing up and see how it drives. Roars to life pretty dang quick, too. I wonder, can this tweaked version tow trailers? Ooh, that's going to be a really good question. Yes, it can. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Throw you an off-road scout behind. Well, that's actually a little bit too high for this thing. We'll do the standard 2-unit scout. That one leans back a little bit, but it's a lot better balanced than the original one was. So here, let's go ahead and load this thing up with some... we'll do hay bales. Yeah, the hay bales work. So what this tweak has done is it's taken the original version of this rig and it's just made it way more practical, way more usable, and you don't have to go with the top engine if you don't want to. Like, if you want to keep this thing on a vanilla engine balance and just use the rest of the options, you could totally do that as well. And I think, you know, it actually brings this vehicle into a realm where if you like the way the vehicle looks but felt underwhelmed by the performance of the vanilla DLC version, this is exactly what you're going to want. It's literally exactly what you're going to want to give it that little tiny bit of an extra edge that it didn't quite have before. Now, as you can see, it's not, you know, super over the top. It's not extremely fast. It's not going to tear through a river like crazy, but it does allow you to kind of cruise along in high and not sink, which is a really nice, actually really huge, not just nice, but huge benefit. So let's see if it can just kind of continue its momentum up this hill now. And I'll make a quick turn off to the left. And that is not going to do it in high, but we'll probably need lockers to make that a thing. All right, here we go. Those loose rocks are going to really cut me off, aren't they? Those loose rocks are going to get in the way of all of my progress. All right, let's swing wide. And then cut back in, low plus, and lockers on, and see what we can do. And that's going to be about it. You know what, though? That's pretty dang good for a vanilla rig. Like, if for a rig that's tuned within vanilla balance, that's pretty good. It's not, you know, I'm sure it would be able to go over the top of that hill without the trailer, but I'm doing this with the trailer because the trailer is something that this thing didn't really have the option to be tested with before. Now, I will probably let the trailer go up here when I go into the mud because, well, we'll do a little bit of mudding with the trailer. Not a ton, but a little bit, just to see what it's like, and then we'll kind of, like, you know, proceed to further testing from there. Let's go into the shallow mud in high. And as we can see, this is going to be fairly game balanced focused. It's not going to be, you know, a crazy like mega truck that's going to rip through at 1,000,000 miles an hour in high, but it is effective. It's not going to sink in mud like this and get stuck immediately, even with a loaded 2-unit trailer, which I think is very respectable. So let's go into low plus now. We'll throw the lockers on in all-wheel drive. Then we'll start to go into one of these lanes. This is where the mud gets a little bit deeper. Not super deep, but you guys know, a little bit deeper. And it's already starting to slow down a lot. I don't think low plus is usable anymore. We'll go into standard low. And I'm really starting to pick up on how game balance focused these tires have been tuned. They have definitely been tuned with a game balance focus in mind, which there's nothing wrong with that because this is, again, it's meant to be a vanilla vehicle tweak to kind of improve it in small increments. It's not made to take it through the roof right out of the box. And I think that they've really, if that's what they were going for, they've really achieved that with the entire approach here. So let me search around for some extra grip at the front axle and probably grab a, well, I was going to say probably grab a winch point, but there's no winch points for me to grab. So I'm going to have to just search around for grip at the front axle and pin down what I'm looking for and drag it on out of the mud, which it looks like we're about ready to do. I mean, like, it's rolling. It's good to go. Now let me bonk this barrel out of the way real quick, and then we'll throw it back into automatic because we don't need to worry about the mud anymore. And now we'll just go in and circle this thing around if we can get around before getting all the way into the rock field. Hang on. Here we go. And put it in high and just leave it there until we get to the dips obstacle. Now, the dips obstacle would be a really nice test of this thing because in stock form, I mean, when we originally ran it, it did fine until we ran into some, like, balance issues, I think. I'm pretty sure it was balance issues that got the first one. And not balance as in game balance, but, like, balance as in, like, staying upright. Because staying upright proved to be a little bit more of a challenge than I originally expected, which, I mean, that's kind of one of those things you run into with some SnowRunner vehicles. But let's see what we can do with these upgraded tires and with a slightly retuned suspension. So let's go ahead and make our way on through. God, we can just barrel this thing into the ground, like just literally put its nose right into the dirt, and it's like, well, that's that, I guess. Oh no. Oh, there you go. A little bit of a diagonal, and then you'll be okay. Oh no. Well, I think we might have beached it. Let's see if we can adjust it just a little bit. I think that this thing's got a lot of potential, though. I think it's got way more potential than some people may give it credit for. I say as I'm basically stuck, but we'll gloss over that. Don't worry about it. That's one of those don't worry about it things. Let's see. Let's go dramatically diagonal now. Yeah, you have to go diagonal on a near extreme basis to get it to do what you want to do. But it will do it. Like, if you're really determined and you go extremely diagonally, you can make it happen. You just have to think about what you're doing while you're doing it. You can't necessarily shut your brain off and go through a section like this, but if you like being really engaged with the vehicle and engaged with what you're doing and, you know, kind of giving it those inputs that really matter, this is definitely going to suit that kind of playstyle. So now, I think I kind of, wow, I lied that we were going to take the trailer off. I think it's actually, I'm actually surprised it's still there. All right, so now, V10, highway transmission, change the weather, and head for the bridge jump. The bridge jump is gonna be, well, let's see what actually happens. If we can hold that trailer together, I mean, the previous one flew pretty evenly, I think. Oh, dude, this highway gearbox has 8 speeds? Oh, okay. All right, this is a Sendy box. Oh, it's a Sendy box. Come on. Let me put it in high and leave it there while we're going up this hill so the automatic gearbox doesn't just, like, you know, gear hunt all over the place from, like, you know, 2, 3, 7, 5. Like, literally, the auto transmissions in this game are very gear hunty, and I don't know why they are like that way. Even the ones that the modders put a lot of work into trying to get rid of that, there's always still a little bit of a hint of that behavior, and that's not the modders' fault. That's just kind of the way the game is designed. Oh boy, dude, this thing sends. And let's go! Oh my, oh! Well, it kept the load on the trailer. It kept the load on the trailer. I mean, hey, you know, if it kept the load on the trailer, I don't really... Watch me ruin it by turning around incorrectly. Oh my god, come on. I think we're wedged, because we can't really... Oh no, we can back up. Oh no, we're good. Our suspension is oofed. So is our fuel tanks, but, I mean, other than that, we're literally A-okay. Don't even worry about it. I am astounded that the load didn't fly off the trailer while we were doing that. I am literally astounded by that. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.